Okay, yeah, this is where I was. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, this is one of my favorite. Like, I'm more into sci-fi than fantasy. I like some fantasy, and I enjoyed what you wrote. But this is my kind of sci-fi. I really love like a lot of action, a lot of violence.
Well, I'm rewriting it. I'm in the process of rewriting it because I ended up adding. I had to add a romance. You remember? Because the publisher was
it's
like,
not a bad thing. I'm honestly kind of on board with that.
Don't
like I know that it's
don't side with the publisher, David. That's like rule 1.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever the publisher says, no. Hang on, I gotta grab my laptop. So entertain them for a second.
Well, honestly though, like kidding aside, this sci-fi stuff doesn't wait. You're leaving. Well, in that case, I'm gonna jump on the stream and see who's there. Max Misty 122. Let's see what we got. Let's see if we got anybody.
I have not streamed in like 2 weeks. I haven't done anything on the channel.
Fire Flash! We got Fire Flash already! What's up, man? Hey, so at some point we're gonna play Space Engineers again, right? Because I put a very insignificant amount of effort into rebuilding the cube with the cells.
Oh yes, that's right. Sorry, I forgot that was our big project, was to build a cube.
I kind of honestly thought that was probably part of the reason why you lost interest in playing Space Engineers. So I decided that we should probably switch focus. But I mean, the idea of building a cube with nacelles, I mean, imagine just showing up there, like doing some PvP and just showing up with a cube with nacelles. Like everybody else is going to be like, WTF, dude. What is that?
The reason why like I vaguely lost interest is because I did the maths on how long it would take us to get to the planet.
Oh, well, what if we built, instead, what if we built, no, never mind. That's a terrible idea.
It's going to take us, like, if we flew without jumping, it would take us 70 hours or something. If we jump, it's going to take us, like, 12 hours.
So, the easy solution to that is set the ship on a crash course for Earth, and then don't log in for 3 days.
And then log in and discover that it's hit an asteroid.
Oh yeah, that is like a pretty high likelihood, huh? Like that's not like a oh that might happen. That's like almost certainly will happen, huh?
That is what will happen. Yeah. You know, I have not seen Zombie in like I haven't seen Zombie in about a month. I think she might be dead. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I think
she might have finally gotten bored and moved on to somebody else.
Probably. That might be that might also be a.
I don't blame her, but I severely grieve her loss.
Yes, me too.
I'm liking the stream, but the only message so far is Fireflash saying
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for more from Fireflash.
This is why I sort of like lost interest in streaming a bit, because like once we hit 1,000 subscribers, like the interest fizzled out a bit from the viewers.
That's kind of twisted. That's sick. That's wrong.
I mean,
so my
there's no
download froze at 22%.
Okay.
My whole computer actually froze. When I say computer, I use that term loosely. Apparently, it will now take a mere 10 hours and 34 seconds to finish downloading 1.8 gigabytes. Oh. 1.8 gigabytes.
Where's Arthur's Town from where I am?
I'm gonna shut down the stream here because I wonder if that might have anything to do with my reduction in download speed, because I have not downloaded even 0.1 megabytes of data in the last 3 minutes. So we'll see how this goes.
I'm surprised, actually. I'm surprised that you.
Did I tell you about my new internet?
No, you did not.
There is a new company. It's Socialism Internet.
Sorry, what?
I know. Okay, so there's this company. This guy started a telecom company. He bought. Do you know who the company Huawei? It's Chinese.
Yeah. They like steal your data and sell it to the Chinese government. Yeah. Another
Yeah,
one.
yeah. So this dude bought a bunch of this dude out in my area, so the middle of BF nowhere.
If you're wondering, that is
Bought
in Oklahoma, just off the A40.
what the anyway? No, I'm not even gonna go down that non-existent road. I'm gonna this dude out in the middle of nowhere was trying to set up internet for the farmers because again out in the middle of nowhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he bought a bunch of old Huawei towers that they had set up and the FCC had shut down, and he was using them to set up a new network service. And the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, said, no, that's Chinese towers. That's illegal. We're going to tear all this stuff down. So he spent all this money to buy all these towers, and then the government shut him down and just destroyed everything. And
The
then,
American government being nasty? Surely not.
well, to be fair, they were trying to protect consumers.
This is unheard of.
In the American government's defense, the FCC is one of the few federal organizations that I actually think is like probably not only super important, but generally tends to be on the good side of history. But anyway,
Someone quote
the
this.
FCC
David is
looks at-
defending the American government right now. That is what is happening. Please continue.
I do that from time to time. I was a soldier, you know. I do that from time to time. And anyway,
I was watching Trump's speech to the soldiers where he just spent the entire time bashing Biden. And I was like, oh.
it's amazing, isn't it? Anyway,
Sorry. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Go to feelings jail for starters. Secondly,
This
so
is
this
a
guy
late night
starts to-
stream, all right? There's like no one here. I can say whatever I want.
It's not late. Like, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's late night.
If you're like 75.
Well, you'll be
Okay,
going to sleep at
this dude-
7, so I don't know why you're talking to me.
This not tonight. I'm staying up late tonight. We haven't played in a long time. I'm staying up late.
Oh.
Anyway, so this dude buys all these Chinese cell towers. The government says no, these cell towers were used for siphoning people's personal data, so we're shutting them all down.
Isn't that what the US government does? Siphon people's personal data?
We don't siphon it. We openly just burglarize it.
Is that openly?
Yeah, thanks Snowden for letting us know about that, by the way. And so he has to start all over. He spent all this money, right? But then the
Right.
FCC comes around and says, hey, by the way, we took all this stuff from you, so here's this massive federal grant so you can build new telecom equipment.
Kinky.
So the
kinky.
federal government said, we're tearing all this stuff down, but we're going to give you the money to rebuild it American. Which
Why-
is
Well, that
pretty
seems kinda
fucking rad.
stupid.
That's pretty fucking rad.
But I realize that the towers were used to like siphon information, but
I
surely-
don't know enough about... I don't think either of us know about telecom to have an opinion on that.
I mean, no, but I'm still going to.
So we'll leave it at that. So he builds new towers, lays new fiber optic cable, and sets up fast internet for all these people out in the middle of BFE. And
Nice. Good censoring.
and so he works with the Franklin County Public Utilities District, Franklin County being south of me.
Right.
Again, out in the middle of BFE. And the Public Utilities District, which is a government agency that provides electrical and water and that sort of thing, or works to provide with private organizations, is kind of complex. But anyway, they decide to get in on this. So this internet network is being built with fiber optic cables throughout the middle of nowhere with the support and funding of both the federal and county governments. And in addition to that, now he's spreading up to Ritzville, which is a fast-growing community right now. And yes, I just doxed myself. And
you know, I was actually going to say nothing. I was going to say nothing.
Yeah,
'cause no
I
one would have
appreciate
known
that.
Until you...
And so, yeah, I was just thinking about this the other day about how stupid you were last time I doxed you for pointing it out, and then, But it's okay because there's like 2,000 houses in Ritzville. What are the odds they guess mine?
Well, I mean,
Anyway.
like if they looked through every stream and they were like, okay, right, it's the one with the American flag and the white picket fence.
Actually, my American flag got knocked over in a windstorm, and so did most of my fences. Not the white picket ones. I've still got a white picket fence, but my American flag actually got ripped off of the front of my house.
Wow! Even nature is giving you a sign.
Don't. Just stop. You're hurting me. And so this dude knocks on the front door. Well, I'm at work at this time, but this dude knocks on the front door while Steph's at home and says, "Hey, we're expanding into Ritzville. We got gigabit internet."
And Steph was like, "Oh my god, please!"
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, I got an early birthday present, or I got a late birthday present for David."
And she got it, I assume?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. She put us on the list to be one of the first people to sign up for this new internet. So I'm getting well, not yet. It hasn't been set up yet. So I don't even know when it's going to be set up. I'm waiting for an email.
Can you imagine if he shows up tomorrow and it's like 20 years from now?
Well, yeah, I know, right? It could be forever. But Ritzville is a fast-growing community now because of its proximity to Spokane, which is one of the fastest-growing cities in the country. And so we're getting a massive new housing development and strip mall and all sorts of stuff. So I guess the choice to put fiber optic internet in the area actually makes sense. So I'm pretty pumped. So I might actually have real internet soon. Also, I'm still at 10% and 10 hours remaining. I'm going to pause this. I'm having Windows issues.
I think it might be too hot, and I'm really happy for you, and I'm trying really hard to not say anything heinously political, and it's paining me.
Well, I don't think anybody's listening, so you can say all the things.
No, I was about to say, are you sure it won't be growing much longer once ice gets there?
That's just racist. That's not political. That's just racist.
What do you mean?
How could you, sir?
It's not because they're breeding. It's because they're going to be deported. Holy Jesus.
I'm going to be... I wish I could mute the stream so I could just stream without listening to myself talk after 10 seconds.
You can. Well, I mean, I can mute the stream.
Well, there's still somebody here, apparently.
Like I said, it's for some reason I hit 1,000 subscribers and then it's like just dead. It broke my heart a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Just keep consistent, man. Out of those 1,000 people, there are like at least a dozen who actually enjoy watching you.
That is true. That is true. But also the reason I haven't is I was waiting for that letter to come in because I lost my monetization until that arrived, and now that it's back, now I have it again. Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean you lost your monetization?
That letter included a PIN code that I had to enter to confirm my address for like.
Oh, okay.
So it was a check and a little PIN code, and now that
I got a sick burn on one of my coworkers today.
Did you?
Yeah, we passed each other on the freeway, so he called me, and he's like,
don't you have like
where are you headed?
CB radios? Like, isn't that what truckers do? They like...
Dude, don't even get me started on CB radios. There's like a whole thing about that. There's like a whole story. It's a sad story. But anyway...
So sad. Oh, I need to know. Like, I do... Sorry, finish the story, but then...
Okay, I'll finish the story, then I'll tell you about CB radios. Okay, so it's a stupid story. It's really dumb. I just got like a really sick burn on one of my coworkers. Passed each other, called each other. Dumb. Listen, man, you dragging it out just makes it that much worse. All right, you're making me look bad here.
Sorry. Carry on.
Okay, so me and a coworker pass each other on the freeway. He calls me up. He asks me where I'm going, and I say Spokane, which is where I usually go. And, we have a pleasant conversation. I say, okay, where are you going? And he says, I'm not allowed to divulge that information. And I said, oh, divulge. That's a big word for a guy that looks like you. See, I told you it was a dumb story, but I was like really proud of it because it was like right off the top of my head.
Was that it? That was it. That
was the whole story. That was the whole sick burn. That's all it was. See, I told you when you drag it out, it was just like a funny little like quip. But like when you drag it out, it makes it sound like a whole big thing, and now it sounds stupid.
I was so ready for you to like absolutely destroy a man.
I just insulted a guy's appearance. That's it. That's all I did.
Wow.
The dude's like 70 too, so like it's a really low blow.
I mean, those are the types of blows you can strike, though. You know.
Well, the dude called me the village idiot like last week, so I was just getting him back.
To be fair, that is an apt description of you.
I know, I couldn't even deny it.
If this was a medieval like setting, you would definitely be the jester.
That I am so pleased to hear that I would be a court jester and not, the town drunk, because that is like straight up in my family line. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, you were the town drunk, but then you progressed, David. You evolved.
I kept my drunkenness at a low enough like simmer that nobody ever knew I was the town drunk.
He threaded the line between alcoholic and functioning member of society.
Let's dig into David's past. It's really funny for other people.
I mean, yeah, let's do it. I'm kidding.
CB radios. So the CB used to be the primary way that truck drivers would communicate with one another, because before cell phone towers existed, you couldn't just, call somebody if something went wrong. You could be out. You could be, well, I'm just telling the story.
Okay.
I'll tell you when I come into the story. So back before there were a lot of cell towers, you break down Route 66 in Nevada and there could be nobody forever. And so you call up on your CB and say, hey, if somebody could say at the next rest station that there's a truck broken down at milepost such and such and needs a new tire. Like this is an essential communication equipment for emergencies where people's lives could be on the line, because I mean, if you're out in the middle of Nevada, you're not going to walk to the next town. You're either going to get help or you're going to die. It really is that simple. So CBs used to be incredibly important. Now, around the time I started driving trucks, CBs were still used as a tool for communication. Sometimes you'd talk to police officers. You'd communicate with other truck drivers, sometimes against police officers and saying, hey, there's a cop 10 miles down the road, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, cops love it when you do that.
Yeah, they love that. Well, especially since they can hear you doing that.
Yeah, that's so.
But they're not going to do anything about it. They're not going to do anything about it. So
it's like
anyway,
when you flash your high beams.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like that. Yeah. Only every truck within, depending on how strong your CB is, because there's a whole thing about building CB radios. You can build CB radios the same way you can build a motorcycle or a computer. Like there's a whole like subculture about that. But anyway, so hi Bean. I mean hello Bean. Anyway,
hello Bean.
So there's this whole thing about building CB radios. And so when I come in, CB radios are still used as a tool communicating unofficial convoys, because official convoys are like totally illegal. You can't have like a bunch of trucks driving together. It's actually really bad, super dangerous. But unofficial convoys are kind of a thing. And people use it to communicate, share information. You can help each other out. I used to give people instructions on how to chain their trucks, because a lot of guys from like California or people like immigrants from India or Mexico aren't familiar with chaining their trucks. So I'd give them step-by-step instructions over the CB as I drove by them.
God, David, you help the immigrants? What are you, a sanctuary city?
Yeah, even when I was a hardcore Republican, yes, I used to help other people regardless of color.
Wow.
And I know. Sick, twisted bastard, I know.
Don't let the American government hear you.
Yeah, I'm on a list now.
Nah, you've been on a list for a very long time. I can't go
So
to America
nowadays-
because if they search my phone and find our text messages, you're gonna be you're off to Guantanamo.
Guantanamo.
Oh, sorry, Guantanamo.
Guantanamo.
Yeah, you know, what language do you speak? English. What am I? English. Shut up.
It's November 1st, Mike 2nd. Anyway, fast forward to 2025.
Okay.
The majority of modern truck drivers, and I was just asking my boss about this literally today. I asked him, hey, as an employer, what would you say the average quality of the truck driver today is compared to 20 years ago? And he said, it's gone down 75%. And I said, wow, that's a really specific number. And he's like, yeah, well, that's about the number of accidents that I have. So the average quality of the truck driver has gone down significantly in the United States. Now, that particular employer, well, no, I won't say that. But anyway, there are opinions about that are very much not PC. I'll say that much.
So wait.
But-
let me just get this straight in my head. All right. Trucking is great. CB radios are in use. Then you start trucking, and the average quality of truck drivers in America just nosedives.
I will have you know, thank you very much, that my boss asked me today. He's like, so me and him were loading at the same load rack, right? Me and my boss. That's why I was talking to him today.
Does your boss actually like does loads? I sort of figured he'd be in like a office, like oil
So
baron.
he has an office. He does dispatch. He does money management, and he also drives the truck.
Busy.
My
busy
boss,
boy.
my boss is a somewhat racist. He is
David, I don't think you should say that.
hardcore conservative, Trump supporter, big MAGA guy.
Okay.
And he's one of the hardest workers I have ever met. I can't help but respect him. He is insane.
Well,
All he
I
does
can.
is work. Yeah, that's fair. No judgment there. But anyway, this dude is dedicated AF. But anyway, he asked me. So after I asked him that question, we both finished loading at about the same time, and I grabbed his BOL for him and handed it to him. He's like, "Okay, why the fuck did you grab your BOL before you moved your truck?" I'm not going to get into the details of why that's a question, but he said, "Why the fuck did you grab your BOL before you grabbed your truck?" And he said it like that, like he was angry at me. I said, "Well, because it's faster to grab the board before." I won't get into the details, but basically, I told him it was the faster way to do things. And he said, "Exactly. That's what I'm fucking talking about. You think about shit. You do shit because it's more efficient. These other fucking drivers don't do that shit." And he just went on this long, completely curse-filled, insult-filled rant about the average truck driver, the difference between somebody who's a truck driver and a guy who drives a truck for a living. And his opinion was that a truck driver knows things like I do, how to fix lights, how to fix minor problems when you need to bring the truck into the yard, how to diagnose a problem with your truck, how the most efficient ways to do things. And then a guy who drives the trucks for a living is just a guy who delivers the load, and if something goes wrong, he'll call the yard. He'll bring the truck back to the yard, even if he could possibly fix it himself. He'll do the bare minimum to get by, basically. He'll just get the job done, as opposed to somebody who will do everything they possibly can and handle everything at the lowest possible level. So, long story short, I was put in the position of being one of the better drivers.
According to your boss,
According to my racist boss.
who's clearly clinically insane.
He is somewhat insane.
Right. No
But-
comment. No comment.
But he is the exact... But again, on the flip side,
David,
you know
stop,
what they say,
stop
know
this
your enemy, right?
defending.
Nope.
Just hatred.
know your enemy. Know your enemy.
Know your enemy.
Respect your enemy. That's Sun Tzu. This is the kind of man that built America. And I mean that in the most literal sense. This is the Henry Ford Henry Ford was literally supporting the Nazis, mind you. All right, so take the realism aspect here.
Mm-hmm.
This, when you separate the good, like the morally good, from the efficient, I guess would be the word. People like Henry Ford and people like my boss made a shit ton of money for the United States. They made the country that we have today. And the United States, as much as you can call it a fallen country or a third world country or whatever you want, is still the most powerful country in the world. Is still the most powerful country in the world. For now. But if anybody can exert influence over a specific area, the United States can. Whether that's a good or a bad thing is up to personal opinion. But the simple fact of the matter is, these people who work insanely hard, who set morals aside for the sake of accomplishing goals, are shaping the world. Whether that's a good or a bad thing is personal opinion, and I won't comment on that. But it is something to be aware of. That there are people who work insanely hard, for good or for evil, and shape the world around them. My boss sets prices because he has the best drivers and the best trucks and the most consistent quality.
So the lesson to be learned here is eat the rich.
I personally agree with that statement, but different people may take different lessons.
Okay, all right. I did not expect that from you.
I have so much more to say on that topic that are not appropriate for stream.
Wow. I mean, it wouldn't be a max stream if you don't say something like that. I mean, no, it's good. You know, like I'm glad hard work is rewarded. That's capitalism. You know, maybe I wish that it wasn't.
Capitalism wasn't such a powerful force in the world. Maybe,
yeah.
Maybe that might be a good thing.
But maybe not. I mean, look at communism. They eat like rice and noodles and worms.
Oh my God! Speaking of rice, let me send you a meme real quick.
Oh my God! What do you?
Hang on.
I'm very concerned.
Oh yeah, you should be. Oh, it's so bad.
I've been doing some perusing actually. You know how you like know thy enemy?
Yeah.
Well, I've been perusing the r/conservative Reddit. It's my favorite thing to do.
Oh, clever man.
Yeah,
that takes some courage.
It definitely takes some courage. There is some. What I do is I go there and I go into the search bar and I just put Canada and I just sort by like latest.
Oh my God, the balls on this man! Did you put your testicles in a microwave and expand them to 1,000 times their normal size, like the South Park episode?
Oh.
Because that's the only possible way that you could go on r/conservative and search for Canada.
Just for the record, I imagine
the absolute insanity of the size of your balls. Anyway, carry on.
All I can picture is my balls literally exploding like a big potato.
I want you to really focus on trying to think about what that might feel like. Really focus on what that might feel like.
As you send me this meme. Oh, you've sent me quite a lot of memes. I
sent you two now. The second one was because of the comment about your group.
Holy Jesus.
Please do not show that to my brother-in-law.
Oh, Joe. You never guessed what David said. Yeah, so I frequently go on r/conservative to keep up with like the conservative opinion of Canada, because it's interesting because it shifts, it shifts very quickly. Because sometimes it's like, oh, Canada is, we don't need Canada. Canada's got nothing that we want, yada yada. And then sometimes it's like, it would make sense for Canada to be the 51st state so that we can loot and pillage all their wood. This is me paraphrasing for the record.
Yeah, obviously.
They didn't use the word loot and pillage, but I'm just going to include that, the subtext of the conversation. But yeah, no, it's a very interesting thing to do. Like know your enemy, as you say. Show what Absolutely. To Joe. Renee is here.
Wait, Renee's here?
Yeah.
Renee!
She heard.
Wait, let me get. Wait, hold on. Let me get.
You're not going to send that to Renee, are you? David, no.
Absolutely not.
Is it raining outside? I'm very confused.
No, there are...
Yeah, it is. But yeah, David, what do you think?
What do I think about r/conservative?
I was going to go with Canada as the 51st state, but we can start with that.
Canada is the 51st state.
Yeah,
I think that would really throw off some of the. Hi, Renee. I think that would really throw off some of the. What's the word I'm looking for?
Balance.
Voting. It would. God, what's the word I'm looking for?
Balance of power.
Yeah, I guess that works. That's not specifically what I was looking for, but yeah, that would throw off the balance of power. Yeah, absolutely. It would really throw off the
You can actually hear his brain buffering if you listen really.
I'm struggling so hard. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Renee, I would actually, kidding aside, I would actually show that to Joe.
Nothing comes out of David's mouth that he wouldn't show to Joe, don't worry.
No, I kidding. That was a joke, but
where is Turtle K?
What?
No, I'm looking at the map, don't mind me. Playing the game.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you very well.
Really?
I want to watch your stream, but
is it my microphone? Is it quiet or is it?
No, it's because I'm talking over you. Oh. It's because I want to watch the stream, but it's because I keep playing the stream to see what you're doing, but then I can't hear over. I'm trying to multitask between listening to what you're saying on the stream or listening to what you're saying not on the stream, and then what you're saying on the stream is interrupting. I'm having a hard time speaking. I apologize. Anyway.
It's okay, David. I've played with you enough to know.
Yeah. My IQ is extremely high compared to your average ant.
No. The funny thing about you is that in some things your IQ is off the charts, but in other things it's just in the gutter.
I feel like that applies to most people.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's not an unusual thing. I just find it interesting that I notice it, especially with you. We've all got our talents. Speaking apparently is not one of yours.
Well, that comes with the whole homeschool territory.
Honestly, I forget you were homeschooled. How did they do so good with Renee and just drop the ball with you?
Well, Renee went to a public high school for a little while. That's the difference.
Oh.
Well, no, that's not true. I mean, what I said is true, but that's not why she's good. She's good because she had to deal with my biggest sister, and she learned some incredible skills as far as balancing the insanity of the average person while still maintaining your own sanity. It's quite a skill set she's got.
I always forget you actually have
two other sisters that you've never met.
Yeah.
I know. Sometimes I wish that I could like catch up with them just to see how crazy they are. 'Cause they're really wow. Anyway,
there's no love lost there, is there?
You think,
It was like, I
you
wish I
think
could
I'm
find them
crazy?
so I could laugh.
You think I'm crazy? Wait till you meet my sisters.
One of them is an author, no?
A what?
One of them wrote a cookbook or something, didn't they?
Oh, not a cookbook, but yes, she's actually a very good author, as many crazy people are. Renee, I was homeschooled and I word really good. Anyway, as far as Canada being the 51st state thing goes, it would never work properly, like as it stands right now, because Canadians obviously are like way farther left than America's left on average.
Nah,
It would
surely
like
not.
totally screw up the Canadians. So they'd have to like completely rewrite the map. And it would be like most military analysts look at it and say it would be an unsustainable insurgency.
Well, yeah, because like, there's no way in hell the Canadian people would be happy with that. Although maybe Alberta. Can't speak to the Albertans.
Yeah, the Albertans would be the well, there's an Afghani and an Iraqi equivalent to Albertans. Let's just put it that way. And
They would be the collaborators.
the what?
The collaborators.
Yeah. Well, that's the fun thing that we've recently learned about being a collaborator with the United States. That does not necessarily mean that you'll be protected.
No, you get
Fun
left
fact.
behind.
There's a little anti-Biden from David right there.
Wow. Hitting both sides of the political spectrum. Watch out, David. You're running out of you're running out of friends.
Yeah, my last friend is Vosh. Don't watch him on YouTube. He's bad.
Okay, I won't. So you think,
Renee,
no chance then?
Well, you say I have literally no chance?
No. Canada. America. 51st state. No chance. That's your opinion.
Honestly, I'm scared to say that these days.
Ooh, that is not what you said last time.
Yeah, well, my opinion has changed on things, and my opinion on things changes on a hourly basis. So ask me again in 30 minutes and see what I say.
Is that the bipolar of you or the bipolar of your president?
That is the neither. That is the opinion of somebody who is anxiously sitting and waiting and watching way too much news every day, and your average Redditor opinion right there.
Your average Redditor opinion. So you probably guessed what my next question of our little talk show is.
I have not.
Greenland is my next question.
Sorry, I'm chugging water because it's 110 degrees Fahrenheit inside my truck right now, and I'm legitimately comfortable. Kuwait actually broke me. I'm ruined as a human being. Between my back and my obsession with high temperatures. It's like 40-something degrees Celsius in here, and I'm like actually physically comfortable.
I went out.
There's something wrong with me.
To weed when it was like 40 outside, and I literally ran back in. It was way too hot.
I saw your first ever bruise. That's great.
I honestly I don't bruise. This is the first time I've ever bruised. Like, I think I'm getting old.
I told my mom about that. I told my mom that was your first bruise. Oh, well, I said one of your first bruises, to be fair.
I mean, it probably isn't. It's the first one that I remember is probably the truth.
But like that just feeds into your persona so much, like who you are as perceived by other people is like, oh, I had my first bruise at like in my 20s.
Is this a good thing or bad?
That's literally just the kind of person you are. You're like
Oh, I can hire
But,
more crew. Yeah. Greenland. We're talking about Greenland. Stay on topic.
Greenland's not going to happen. That'd be ridiculous. It'd be utterly ridiculous.
Really? That is a definitive no.
Because a lot of what Donald Trump is doing is run by the writers of Project 2025.
Okay.
So the people behind that are, I don't want to say intelligent, because I hate them.
He's trying. What are you going to say about intelligent?
We'll say intelligent. We'll just
okay, everyone quote that. David thinks Project 2025 is intelligent. Let's just make a note.
I think it's driven by intelligent design. So
David is creationist?
He says you're so dainty. David's creationist and Max is dainty. This is a successful stream.
Yeah. It's like it's gone brown now. It was yellow. Now it's like I can officially be oppressed.
I want to laugh at that, but there's so many things morally wrong with laughing at that. I'm not going to laugh at it.
He's
just so you know.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go.
Wait, no, I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at what I said.
No.
Anyway,
no. The record will reflect.
So there are so many strategic reasons. Okay, so even an idiot, right? Like the people who wrote Project 2025.
No, you just said they're intelligent. Pick one. It can't be both.
They're both, actually, yes. They're intelligent idiots. Okay, so they have the intelligence to develop a complex and really effed up plan, but they're incredibly short-sighted. Does that make sense?
I'm with you. So like the average Generation Z.
Yeah. They're just a bunch of Maxes running around. There's a whole bunch of Maxes for Project 2025. And they the idea of conquering Greenland is what's driven by the idea of conquering Greenland, or what drives the idea of conquering Greenland, is that there are a lot of natural resources that are going to be exposed in the near future by global warming. Odds are the writers of Project 2025
climate change nowadays, for the record.
I don't care. We all know what I mean.
Well, it's just some parts of the world are going to get colder, is the thing. You say global warming.
Boom roasted. So,
all right, carry on.
As climate changes, more of the ice in Greenland is going to melt, and more natural resources are going to be exposed.
Yep.
The framers of Project 2025 are aware of this. They pretend that they don't believe in climate change, but they know that it's real. They're aware that these natural resources are going to be exposed. They want those natural resources. This is my opinion, not a fact.
But of course, all of David's opinions
are in fact, of course, because I am omniscient. I am omniscient and omnipotent. Okay, I'm not omnipotent. I'm impotent. That's what I meant to say. Anyway.
It's okay. You guys are getting a great deal on pharmacare now, so you can... oh, wait. Did they cut that one?
There's going to be no cutting of that. It's already been cut.
Oh, good. Never mind then. I guess you can't. You know.
So, Project 2025... The people who wrote Project 2025 are largely responsible for a lot of the actions that Donald Trump takes. So when Donald Trump says things like we want to take Greenland, it's because the people who write Project 2025 or who wrote Project 2025 said there are things in Greenland that we want. And those things are more valuable than the lives of the soldiers it will cost to take it. And the assumption there is that Greenland will not take many lives to acquire. Because Greenland is populated by a tiny population, and the assumption is that Europeans are pussies.
I mean,
Fair assumption.
yeah,
Don't
I'm
at
about
me.
to say, like, nothing is entirely wrong at the moment. As
So-
much as I hate to say that.
Yeah. Well, the Europeans are growing it, you know? They are. I mean, look at what they're doing against Russia. Look at what they're doing with their NATO budget. You know? Like, they're growing it. They're starting to see the writing on the wall.
Yeah,
It's a little late,
the
but
Americans
they're
are
doing it.
you know. But that is the destruction of American hegemony right there, as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is
Absolutely.
not
And
a
which
good
frankly
thing.
is probably for the world as as a whole is probably a good thing, because total American hegemony has had a lot of really negative side effects. You know, you look at some of when you give one person, aka the president of the United States, that much free reign, like, a lot of bad things tend to happen. You know, absolute power corrupts, absolutely. That is the wording of the framers of the United States Constitution. We foresaw this as a nation, and we're living it out anyways. So the European Union coming together and developing a united strength in the same way that the United States has developed a united strength is a really good thing for the world as a whole.
but not, I would argue, for America.
I think that what's best for the world as a whole and what's best for the United States as a country are not necessarily aligned anymore. They were for quite a long time. I really believe that the United States' ascent to power and the global peace that came along with it, though more or less global peace that came along with that, were really good for the world. But I think we're at a point now where more global peace can be achieved through less hegemony.
I am trying to picture what you from 3 years ago would say to that.
That's a whole load of commie bullshit, and the United States is the best country in the world, and this is traitorous talk.
Yeah, there you go. I was thinking there would be some sort of traitor or like, yeah. You've come a long way, David.
Whether that's for better or for worse will be played out in the world stage in the near future.
Yeah, well, we will see. We will see.
There are a lot of people with a lot of opinions, and their opinions will be tested soon. There are a lot of people that I really respect whose opinions I disagree with. You know, like YouTube content creators, authors, and
wow,
Fox News hosts, for all that matter. You know, there are a lot of people out there who have a lot of opinions, and
that was
things
really
are pointed in the
specific to
direction.
me until you said Fox News host.
There's a lot of people out there who have a lot of opinions, and their opinions will very likely be tested in the near future.
So what are you
For better or for worse.
telling? Oh, Oracle David.
What's that?
Is it World War III? Is it Armageddon? Should I invest in a bunker?
Oracle David forecasts
Okay,
as
all
the
right.
future of humanity that in 2026,
Mm-hmm.
a group of wise and thoughtful and caring individuals will win the American midterm elections. A group of wise and thoughtful and caring individuals will convince Xi Jinping that invading Taiwan would be worse for humanity as a whole than it would be good for China. The wise and humane people of Russia would decide that their beloved leader, Vladimir Putin, has been absolutely correct this entire time, that certain oblasts of Ukraine may or may not belong to Ukraine, but perhaps, in fact, it's easiest for the world as a whole if they let those things go and let Ukraine claim their oblasts, regardless of proper ownership, and that the world would be better off without war and with universal trade and good for all. That is the future of 2026 as prescribed by Oracle David.
You know, I was with you for like 25% of that, and then you just like went off into Fantasyland.
That's where I live.
You live in a hopeful fantasy where Xi Jinping can be reasoned with. And the Russian
really
people are
don't know.
fair and merciful.
The thing about Xi Jinping is like he's made so many good decisions up to this point. You know, like he's made a lot.
Sorry?
No, really, like from a national perspective, if you look at the way he's handled his country as a whole, like I'm not saying I think he's a good leader. That's a different thing.
No, I just.
But
again, what would David from like a year ago say to that?
I think David from a year ago would agree with that.
Okay, 3 years ago.
Because when I was in the military, what we were training against was a threat from China and or Russia. The fact that we were training against a threat from China tells me, as a soldier, that this is, if the United States has to train against a threat, that means it's a threat. That's impressive. If the United States considers you a threat, that is hugely impressive. And I mean that to this day. That's not just me a year ago. If the United States considers you a threat, you are one of the most powerful forces in the world. Because
Congratulations, Iran.
I don't think Donald Trump would have attacked Iran if he thought that Iran was a threat. It's an incredibly stupid decision for a multitude of geopolitical reasons, but Iran is not going to defeat the United States in a war.
Well, I mean, there's very few countries in the world who could even challenge the United States in a war, let alone defeat.
Yeah, exactly. So the fact that we consider China a threat is a massive compliment to Xi Jinping.
You mean Pooh Bear?
Yeah, Pooh Bear. To Pooh Bear. Massive threat to Pooh Bear.
Demonetized. On a list. Off to the gulag. See you there.
You won't have to worry about it till after, because China hawks are in pretty good supply in the American administration right now, so you don't have to worry about any of that till the Chinese conquer the United States. Which the odds of that happening are, in my book, 0%.
Well, I mean, Oracle David prescribed
David prescribes that China will grow at least 0.5% of a brain and not do anything stupid.
China will grow. You went from being so complimentary to...
I'm a little biased.
Mm-hmm.
Admittedly.
Are you? I never would have guessed.
Just a little bit biased.
Okay.
I kind of love the United States military.
Wow. That's I mean, I never could have guessed from the whole Kuwait thing.
Speaking of which, it's 110 degrees Fahrenheit in this truck and I'm still comfortably warm.
Why don't you just run the air conditioning for a bit? So that your Steam Deck can actually function.
Because I'm actually happy right now. I like this temperature. My Steam Deck doesn't, but I do.
David's like, I live for the desert. Send me out.
I yearn for the mines.
Did you always have to buy gunpowder in this game to load your cannons? I feel like that wasn't a thing.
No, I don't think that was a thing. I think that's new.
Because it's bloody annoying.
I'm at 1 hour remaining for my download on Naval Action.
Oh God, you might get there in the next 7,000 years.
So can we talk about your experience with public performance?
No.
Okay.
No, not.
I told my mom about that.
Oh my god, I didn't even tell my mum about that. You know, I think it's better this way. Otherwise, I'd just be bullied, you know, by my own mother.
Renee, what are you playing right now?
Is Renee still here?
I don't know. I'm assuming so.
You know, I have been obviously Canada Day, July 1st, for the Americans in the audience.
Wait, July 1st is Canada Day?
Yes, David, yes.
What's the significance of Canada Day?
It's our independence from England. When Canada
that
became
seems like a weird thing to celebrate.
Okay, all right, yeah, sure, whatever. Canada Day. Canada Day has been and gone.
Please describe more about Canada Day. Let's hear more about Canada Day.
So on Canada Day, it was actually weird this year, because this year no one ever celebrates Canada Day, really, right? Like, we have like a hot dog, and then that's about it. This year there were fireworks, there were flags, there were people with face paint, there was a parade. This is the first year I've ever seen anything like this where I live.
How exciting.
I'm not saying that like a certain someone's comments have like reignited Canadian patriotism, but
well, that is exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what's happened.
That's really cool, man. I'm happy for you guys.
I mean, you shouldn't be.
No,
I did
it's
see
cool
an American
to have
flag flying upside down. It wasn't on fire, but it was upside down.
Sup, not needed. How you doing, man? Long
Hello,
time no
not needed.
see.
So yeah, there was a lot of anti-American sentiment this Canada Day. I just wanted to get your opinion on that, Oracle David.
It's a bummer, man. It's a real bummer. It sucks to see that. You know, from being like I said, I got to work with Canadians when I was overseas, and that was a real pleasure. You know I've made some negative comments to you based off of some of the stories you've told about your time in the service. Yeah. But my time serving with Canadians overseas was very positive. And to see anti-American sentiment and anti-Canadian sentiment on any side is heartbreaking.
I think the relationship...
Yeah, not needed. That's because we're not needed. That's because we're Americans and we don't care about lesser nations.
Oh! You want to go?
Get wrecked.
I'm sorry.
Come on. I'm firing up naval. I'm firing up naval action right now. Let's go fight.
Okay. What
nation are you?
What nation do you think I am?
British.
Yeah, there you go.
Guess what nation I'm gonna be?
I mean, honestly, you should probably be French, because they're the most democratic of the options available to you.
As of the 1800s, when this game is based, I'm pretty sure the most democratic option is the United States.
If only it was that way now. Sorry.
Wait, what the heck? Not needed says he's from Canada? I never knew that. I didn't forget that. I never knew that.
I have forgotten that Not Needed is from Canada, and if you don't know when Canada Day is, and you're from Canada, like, honestly, hand in your passport.
So many WTF moments in one moment.
I mean, France did assist us several times. Hello. Well, this is a late night stream.
HZ Layer, a fellow France enjoyer.
There will be politics in this one. Please leave now if you're not willing to leave your biases at the door. I guess. I don't know.
What do you mean leave your biases at the door? If we're supposed to leave our biases at the door, I am supposed to walk out the door.
Well, are you just one big walking bias?
I am literally one big walk. Have you not heard everything I've just said over the last half hour?
Well,
I've
you know
said
what I mean.
nothing but biased statements. Like there's almost nothing that I've said in the last half hour
Not
that's a political.
you, the viewers. There's a
I've said-
difference.
Oh, a different standard for the casters than the viewers. Got it.
Yeah, because like
All
you're
right.
almost human, and they're like
So
definitely not.
It's almost as if there's a bourgeoisie and a proletariat.
Yeah, like a second-class citizen.
As a member of the bourgeoisie, I say the proletariat should take control.
As the emperor, I say, off with your head.
Not needed. Is that Rock of Ages? That's not that Jack Black game, is it? I might be about to incredibly date myself. Either I'm right or I'm about to date myself by about 20 years.
I'm pretty sure you're about to date yourself by about 20 years.
Rock of Ages is that Jack Black game, right?
Who even is Jack Black?
It doesn't... Wow. Wow. No way.
This is actually not me pulling his leg. I actually don't know.
Jack Black. What the first thing I hear from your reaction, Jack Black?
Turtle.
Okay, so not needed. You're saying I'm right? It is Jack Black, right? Rock of Ages, the Jack Black rock game.
Where the crap is Oh my god, that's so far away. I'm not going there. Williams Bay.
I'm apparently launching naval action, but it's taking its sweet time.
I've just been saving up my silver in the starter ship, so I can finally. I'm basically there now. I'm a second lieutenant. Because I ain't no American
I
swine.
hate that you have to restart all the time.
Yeah, I know.
It's.
You're
I
about
really
to
hate
have like 3 hours of hell. Good luck.
I literally had HMS Victory.
Well, you don't anymore.
I had USS Constitution.
No, I
Thank
don't know
you,
who Jack
Renee.
Black
I
is. What, should I
appreciate
like
that.
Google this?
I don't think Google can cover it. Jack Black is a cultural icon.
I'm currently I'm looking for an author with the last name of your
He's the
last
guy.
name.
Okay, do Tribute by Jack Black.
Tribute?
He was in movies like Year One, which is absolutely fucking hilarious to this day. Check out the movie Year One, and the song Tribute, which is also hilarious.
Oh, I know this guy. The saxophone one.
Yeah, that's the guy.
And the Minecraft movie guy. Yeah, I know.
Wait, he did a Minecraft movie?
Yes, David. That's literally the only movie I've seen him in.
Wait, there was a Minecraft movie?
David, do you live like under Mount Everest? Yes, there was a Minecraft movie.
I didn't know that.
Why are my friends so old?
Not Needed says, I once heard someone say, why did the British use English? Isn't that an American language?
Was that person American by any chance?
Well, come on, let's be honest here. There's no question, right? Like, that is such an American thing to say. Oh my god.
You know, if only you guys like spent more
Only
money
in
on
America.
education.
Only an American would have the arrogance and ignorance to say that. And I say that with a small bit of pride. Just a small bit of pride.
What were we talking about?
About how Americans are so dominant in the world that they don't need to know that English wasn't a British language.
But like,
That
don't you guys
is what I
teach
took
like
out
the
of that.
American Revolution? Like, surely.
Yeah, like vaguely.
What do you mean
It's like,
vaguely?
oh yeah, or like there was, Valley Forge, and that time we beat the British at Yorktown, and then there was like
Oh yeah.
the whole thing about American militia defeating British regulars.
How
There's like
often-
that whole thing.
How much time do you spend about that time we burnt down the White House? Is that like?
That's a different war, sir. That's a different
but
war.
do you talk about that
That's the
one,
war
or
of
like, do you just
1812.
gloss over that bit?
Honestly, realistically, from what I remember, now mind you, I was homeschooled, so
Yeah.
my school experience is different than most. I researched the War of 1812 because, and I shit you not, I saw a documentary video clip and I saw the backpacks that the British soldiers wore, and I thought they were cool. And so I researched more based off of those backpacks, and I learned about the War of 1812.
Why are you so just David all the time?
Mind you, those backpacks, that was from the war against Shaka Zulu. I saw a documentary about the war against Shaka Zulu, and I thought those backpacks were cool, and I learned about the War of 1812. And then I heard the song by, I can't remember who, about 1814, we took a little trip along the Yukon River down the mighty Mississippi. That's how I learned about the War of 1812. The War of 1812 in the United States is more or less forgotten. We remember that we beat the British as a tiny revolutionary force. Like the American education system remembers the United States as this tiny revolutionary force that fought against one of the most great empires in the world, and through the power of love and friendship, basically defeated the British.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the huge war with France that we just finished absolutely clapping them with.
That you were currently engaged in absolutely clapping the French with.
There you go.
Don't forget that the reason why we defeated you at Yorktown was because of the French Navy. It's really easy to forget that. But that is one of the very few French naval victories over the United Kingdom, or over Great Britain at the time.
You know, David, I somewhat hope that the American hegemony just disappears so that you guys have to learn what it's like to listen to someone go on and on about how they beat you.
You are so among the majority in the world. Personally, I love the idea that I never have to listen to Europe talk about how much better they are than the United States. I really love listening to Americans talk about how much better they are than Europe. And I hope that I live the rest of my life out hearing that.
I got bad news for you, buddy, oh pal.
You don't have bad news. You have a bad prediction. We'll see.
Well, Oracle Max is gonna make his prediction. You know how Oracle David was like, oh, Xi Jinping is gonna forget about everything and Taiwan is gonna be safe and there's gonna be harmony in the world and Putin's gonna, you know,
Don't
die.
do my voice like that. Don't do my voice like that. It's appropriate that is more or less my prediction, but don't do my voice like that.
I thought that was an appropriate voice to do. I mean, what else would you prefer?
No. I would prefer a deeper voice than you can perform, sir.
Okay, all right, I got you.
I want you to go baritone.
It's gonna be
That's what I'm saying.
Life's gonna be good.
Let's hear you go baritone.
You see, you want me to go low? David believes. Sorry, that was a voice crack. David believes that everything's gonna be okay and that life's gonna be good.
Oh, I said baritone. I said
that
baritone.
is as low as I can go. I am a top tenor. That is it.
As Chad, I'll tell you that America is gonna win, no matter what.
David's like, David, do you know? Oh God, what's it called? The song I'm looking for. What's it called? Hang on, shut up. Don't say anything. Stop thinking. You're distracting me.
I will not. Joke's on you. I'm already stopping thinking.
Good.
That's kind of my thing.
How about it? It is strange on one fine day. Big Iron. Big Iron. Can you do that one in baritone? Here he goes.
To the town of Elfrier came a stranger one fine day.
I don't think that was low enough, actually. Sorry, carry on.
I don't think that was baritone. Didn't have too much to say.
All right.
That's as low as I can go.
Clearly,
think
this
that
is too
counts
hard
as
for you. We gotta pull out some Johnny Cash.
Okay, but you're like one octave higher than me, so you can't talk shit.
Yeah, I never claimed to be baritone.
But the lower you go, the more masculine you are. So therefore,
literally not how anything works, but okay.
that's I'm reverting back to being conservative again. I'll have you know that's how it works.
Okay.
The lower your voice is, the more masculine you are. The more masculine you are, the
So why
better
does
you
Trump
are.
sound like a deep old donkey when he speaks then?
Because he's a beta cuck. I mean, darn it, I failed.
And he's on a list. All right, bye. Have fun in Guantanamo.
Guantanamo! Say it right, goddammit. It's November, then Alpha, not Mike, not.
Wait, I thought it was an M that you were telling me off. Why is it an A now?
That's what I was. It's November, then Mike, not Mike, then November.
Okay.
Guantanamo, not Guantanamo.
I did not say Guantanamo.
You said Guantanamo.
Okay, wait. Is M before N? Is that what you just told me?
Yeah, N before M.
Guam.
November before Mike.
Guam. What?
Guantanamo.
Well, whatever. That's where you're going to be sent. Oh, is it El Salvador now? I can't
And it's
remember.
also, while we're at it, nuclear.
You know, David, if I wanted English lessons, I wouldn't go to you.
Just look at the word. Just look at the word on paper, you psychopath.
Oh, because you guys always pronounce. How do you say?
N-U-C.
How do you say tomato?
November,
Tomato.
uniform.
Tomato.
I don't care whether it's tomato or tomato. You can say it tomato if you want, but it's November, uniform, Charlie, Lima, Echo Alpha, not November, uniform, Charlie, uniform, Lima. Right?
I loved the addition of the Lima at the very end.
Nuclear, not nuclear. It's very clearly, it's in consonants. It's not in, there's no vowels between Charlie and Lima.
I just want to make a note, just for the record, that not only did I go to speech therapy as a child, but David is now currently making fun of the afflicted. That is what is happening, just so that we all know.
Yeah, look down on the. No, I'm not even going to go there. As somebody who is mentally afflicted himself, look down on those who are mentally afflicted.
Ah, yes, the most PC stream on the internet.
I hope you liked your $38 check, sir.
I did. I loved it. I'm going to sleep with that tonight.
Yes, not needed. I completely agree. Some people pronounce things differently than other people do.
Just don't try and negotiate with him. He doesn't have the executive function.
He absolutely does. There are French and English and British enunciations. There are different types of pronunciations. But when you talk about the difference between consonants and vowels, we can almost all agree. Even the French and the British can agree that there is a difference between a consonant and a vowel. We pronounce the vowels very differently, and most of the consonants quite differently. But the existence of consonants and vowels is acknowledged by both. And George W. Bush had a really bad habit of saying nuclear. As an anglicized American, he said it wrong. All right? It's not an English versus French thing. It's a just wrong or right thing. It's a consonant into a consonant, not a consonant into a vowel into a consonant.
You know, David, not everything is black and white. Yeah,
but you are.
What, black and white?
I don't know where I was going with that.
I'm a Dalmatian of some description? Are you going to, like, peel my skin off and make it into a Cruella de Vil suit?
I'm making a skin suit, and I'm starting with you. Because you said nuclear.
Honestly, David, like, that would probably improve your looks a little bit, at least until I start to rot. Alright, I'm off for a Waz. Keep them entertained.
So, I've been launching naval action for the last 20 minutes. Hello, Bean. Oh, Steam just crashed. But I've got the little Windows roundy thing, so it says it's still trying to do something. I should probably turn my AC on in the truck. Max, can you still hear me? Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, so the interior of my truck is currently 112 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's see what that is in Celsius for our European friends.
What are you ranting about now?
Oh, you're back.
I am. What heinous things have you said recently?
I'm at 45 degrees Celsius now.
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes for my only friends.
The nice part about this,
Please,
the nice part about
please don't.
is that the cheeseburger I bought at the truck stop is not going to cool down.
I thought you were about to tell me that you. Never mind.
What?
I thought you were about to say that you were like playing in your underpants or something. I was like, I don't want to know.
Oh, do you not want to know about that?
No, I don't want to know about that.
Are you sure?
No one in the world, not even Steph, wants to know about that.
That's probably true, actually.
Oof.
Okay, I'm going to turn on the AC in here because it's 112 degrees Fahrenheit, which is quite warm. Now, I'm comfortable, but my equipment is telling me that it's overheating and freezing.
My mother is here, apparently, so...
Oh, say hi to your mom for me.
She's listening.
Oh! Hello, Miss Wright.
That's actually not my mum's name, but okay.
Wait. My wife changed her last name either.
Yeah, my mum never changed hers.
No, Steph never changed her last name.
Hmm?
And we're probably not going to either, because it's massive pain. Practically speaking, it makes no sense.
Isn't there like a law that if she changes it or something, didn't you guys do something about something?
No, you don't have to. You do not have to. That's a tradition.
No, I mean, like, wasn't there like a big thing about America changing something to make it harder for married women to do something? I don't know. I can't keep up with the amount of...
oh god, I forgot what the act is called. But yes, no, because Steph has not changed her last name, she can still vote.
Yeah, see?
She's a powerful woman.
Voting is good.
Voting is a good thing.
Yeah.
Especially in the near future.
Apart from, according to the current ruling party, only if you vote for the right one.
Yeah. Don't vote for the wrong person, or else you're a bad guy. Do with that what you will.
The funny thing is, it's not even a political statement. I'm sure everyone on both sides of the aisle.
There are a very powerful, selective group of centrists that would disagree with that statement, actually.
Where does Muskell's party fit into this?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Say no more.
What about Musk?
Okay, are you in Peace or Caribbean server?
David, I own 0 DLC.
So, Caribbean?
Yeah, I'm in the Caribbean.
Okay. I don't know which is which. Wait, did you get this game for free?
Yeah.
Alright, and you're British?
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's no American option anymore. It's Pirates, France, Spain, or Britain. Alright, well, I guess I'll choose Britain. Wait, no, do you want to fight?
Not really.
Are you in a starter?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm in a starter. I can't fight you even if I wanted to. Not that I do, because I know you're actually good at this game. It's one of the only games that you are better than me at.
I don't know about that. We haven't actually fought. Also, my Steam Deck is not connected to my keyboard right now, so that's a fun thing.
Apparently the pirates are the Americans. Not accurate for the time, but accurate now.
That was accurate for the time. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, sorry, my bad. You guys have always been pirates.
Yeah.
Now you're just trade pirates
Exactly.
instead of real pirates.
Okay, connect this. What button am I supposed to push? This button.
Ooh, I have a topic of conversation for you, David, as we cruise along.
Oh god, this is not going to go well.
Is that the response you always have when I say something?
Honestly, now that I think about it, pretty often. But carry on.
Wow. Okay. All right. So I was talking with Kayla, my girlfriend, for those of you not up to date with the Max Law. And we're talking about Prime Minister Carney, which, again, for those of you who live under a rock or are American, is the Prime Minister of Canada. And Carney recently rescinded our digital service, or digital sales tax is what it was called, our DST, which we were going to charge like Google and like Facebook for the honor of serving Canadian consumers. They had to pay like 2% of their revenue to the Canadian government. And
Beautiful.
obviously, Trump threw a hissy fit, and Carney immediately folded like a paper airplane.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Uh-huh. I think he's making a decision based on his experience in the real estate field. I disagree with it, but it's intelligent.
See, the problem is, I feel like I don't have enough information to comment, really. I mean, I know I said he folded like a paper airplane, but, like, if there's a good deal coming in the pipe...
I think he's looking at the long term, looking at the picture for Canada, seeing what the whole outlook, seeing what all the possible options are for Canada, and saying, you know what, this doesn't look great. It won't help me with my voter base, but I think this is what's best for Canada. I think he's doing the honorable thing. I disagree with it. I think that he should have stood up to Trump, and I think he should have shoved his fist up certain places, but I don't think he did. I don't think less of him for it.
It's tactical.
Yeah, it's my mother's come in to say that it's tactical.
It is.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
Give that orange Cheeto eating whatever in the White House a win.
What about the Cheeto?
God, Mum.
How do you mean?
Can you let her know that the entire stream can hear her talking about the Cheeto?
Yes, I think she's aware of the entire stream. Mum, David wants you to know everyone can hear you.
Heck yeah!
Good,
Heck
because
yeah!
you're going to be penalised for buying anything which isn't American.
Yes! Max's mom! Feel the fire!
I wanted to point out that I was, I wasn't being like neutral, but I wasn't like,
Taking a side in particular.
no. But
Can
Mum
she-
is
can she
like,
hear me?
elbows up, let's go.
Yeah! Hell yeah!
My mum is ready for the war of 2026. She's gonna make sure you get your White House again.
She's gonna be that lady in Ukraine who hands seeds to the Russian soldiers.
My mum's just gonna be handing out maple leaf seeds at the borders. Welcome.
Bean, the hours of service for a truck driver. You have 70 hours of on-duty time per work. So there's 4 statuses. There is sleeper berth time.
Status.
There are 4 status.
Status. You were complaining about your vowels, and now you're not even saying them. Status.
We won a war about this.
We
It's
won
status.
the other war about this.
No, you didn't. You
Yes, we
claim
did.
you did.
Yeah, what?
The war was to reclaim the United States. Who owns the United States? No, this is beside the point.
I'm
This
sorry.
is beside the point.
What
Being
bullcrap
asked
is
a
coming out of
question-
your mouth right now? Okay, sorry.
We have an obligation to answer Bean's question.
Yeah.
And Bean's question is not what color Donald Trump is, which is orange. Bean's question is, what are the hours of service for a truck driver? Okay, so you have 70 hours total on duty time. There are 4 status.
70.
There is.
70.
Sleeper berth time, which is time spent specifically in the sleeper berth of the semi-truck. For American Truck Simulator purposes, this is off-duty time. For American Truck Simulator purposes, there is off-duty time. For real-life purposes, there is off-duty time. So you have sleeper berth and off-duty time. Those both do not count towards your 70 hours on-duty time. There is then driving time, which is spent specifically driving the truck. No other possible
Lorry.
situations counts towards driving your truck.
Lorry.
It is just physically driving your not a lorry. Then there is on-duty time. On-duty time is specifically
Duty.
time that you are
Duty.
not driving
There's a T
the
in
truck.
there, not a D. Duty. Sorry.
There is specifically time not driving your truck, but serving the purposes of your company, whether that's loading, offloading, doing your logs, doing your paperwork, anything you're doing for your company that is not your personal time or driving the truck. That is on-duty time.
Duty. Sorry. I'll mute myself.
Duty, D-O-O-D-Y, that is off-duty.
There we
Max has a
go.
point
Good
here.
job.
Max has a point here. There is a difference between duty and duty. So, anyway. So you have driving, on-duty not driving, off-duty, and sleeper berth. When you're over the road, in real life, this is a difference between American Truck Simulator and real life. In American Truck Simulator, you need to sleep. In real life, you need 10 hours off-duty or sleeper berth time. If you're in a semi-truck with a sleeper berth and you're spending time over the road, you need a minimum of 8 hours in the sleeper berth in particular. Now, legally speaking, this cannot be time spent in the driver's seat doing whatever you want to do. You have to be physically in the sleeper berth. You cannot be walking around town doing whatever you want. That's off-duty time. Sleeper berth time is specifically spent in the sleeper berth, primarily to ensure that truck drivers are spending their time sleeping. So, again, on-duty time, on-duty driving, which is very specific. Only time you're spent physically behind the wheel driving the semi-truck. So driving, on-duty, sleeper berth, and off-duty. Off-duty is any time that you're not functioning as an employee, but you're not in the sleeper berth. So if you're a day cab driver, you need 10 hours off-duty time. It doesn't matter what you're doing in that off-duty time. That is, you clock out and you need to have 10 hours before you reset, get back in the truck, and go do your job. If you're over the road, so you're spending time out like in American Trucking Simulator where you go and spend a night at a truck stop, you need 10 hours off-duty, 8 hours of which at the minimum has to be sleeper berth time. That's to prove that you're getting your sleep. Now, 14 hours. That's the big thing. So you got 11 hours of driving time per day. So you have a 10-hour reset and a 34-hour reset. You get 70 hours per week. That is 70 hours of on-duty time. That includes driving time. So every hour of driving time or on-duty time contributes to that 70 hours. Either one contributes to 70 hours. When you hit that 70-hour reset, you have to get a 34-hour reset to get your 70 hours back. When you hit 14 hours of on-duty time, so when you first log into the day, when you first log in for the day, your 14-hour clock starts. You can do on-duty for eternity. It doesn't matter. But after 14 hours, you can no longer drive. So if you clock in at midnight, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that is 1400 military time, so 14 hours later, you can no longer drive until you get a 10-hour reset. Sorry, not needed. Bean asked about FMCSA driving restrictions, and it's kinda a lot of BS, but there's reasons behind it. Basically, the whole idea is you don't drive when you're tired, and you can only work 70 hours a week. There's also a 60-hour work week, but I'm not going to get into that. But
David,
basically, 14 hours a day, 70 hours a week, 11 hours per day of driving time. That's the important things to memorize.
David,
If you want to be a truck driver.
I hate to interrupt your truck driver, but there has been some breaking news since we started this stream. Apparently, Trump is putting a 50% tariff on Canadian copper.
Are we still doing the whole not politics thing? I feel like that went out the window a long time ago.
This is a late night stream, so anything goes.
Late night stream at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, shut up.
My mom says congrats. Plus, he plays in a band! Exclamation point! Question mark.
Oh,
sorry! Question mark! Exclamation point. She's very punctual in the proper way. But anyway, she says that is super awesome. Tell him congrats. Plus, he plays in a band.
Well, I love the added inflection. That really adds to the.
What would you like to say to my mom back?
I would thank you. I think is usually the response when someone gives you a compliment. And then I don't know. The only thing I know about your mom is that one time she told me to bring you back in one piece. And it's like all I can think about.
I'm going to say, Max says thank you. He's flabbergasted.
Gasted.
And doesn't know what to say back.
Sure. David, what's your opinion on the Texas floods? Well, no one's asking my opinion on the Texas floods.
Well, what's your opinion on the Texas past?
Yeah, I think it's a tragedy. Clearly, any loss of life is a tragedy, and that should not be overstated. I have heard that it was an avoidable tragedy, which means that it's even more tragic, and we know who to blame.
Oh, what's my opinion on the Texas floods?
Yeah.
Wow, not needed. That's cold, dude. That's like 100.
That is like not even. These are people dying, man.
The reason behind the Texas flooding is natural, but lives could have been saved had there been proper forewarning about those floods, and proper forewarning would have been provided if the National Weather Service. Excuse me, I'm having a hard time talking. I'm somewhat emotional. Anyway, National Weather Service.
You can't say for sure. It probably would have.
I can say for sure. No, it's actually factually true. I hate to say this. I do, as a very patriotic American. But the facts are that the National Weather Service has been diminished, specifically managerial positions. It was out in a recent report by Now This Impact. They specifically mentioned which positions were unfilled in the National Weather Service in Texas in particular. So this is not a matter of, I think it was Doge. It was specifically certain positions in the federal government were left unfilled because of because of budget cuts. And because of that specific missing information, or those specific missing personnel, information was not spread to the public about the incoming floods. It could have been predicted. It was predicted, actually. The floods were predicted, but they were not spread to the public because the people whose job it was to tell the public about the incoming floods were not filled. It was completely avoidable, and it was not avoided because federal positions were not filled. It's a genuine tragedy that was completely preventable.
They're like 180 your political stance has done recently.
Again, it's crazy what an education will do for you. Okay, so I am in naval action, playing right now.
All right. Are you in Nassau or whatever?
I have. Oh god, the interface has changed. All right, manage my ship. I have no guns. I need guns.
Do you have any money?
4-pound medium guns. I'll take those.
Do you have any money?
I have no money. I have 0 money.
I was about to say,
Wait,
I started with nothing.
How'd you take anything?
You can't. You've got no money. You can
How
do
do you
a mission.
start? Oh, you have to haul something.
Yep.
Wait, how much crew do I have?
I think
Hire
you start
crew.
with 30 or something.
Oh my god, you start with no money. So you start with 35 crew. Alright, I'm gonna leave port. I don't have any hull repairs, MiG repairs, no medicine. I don't have cannons, no ammo. We're gonna leave port.
That's great. I'm just on my way
I'm sorry,
back to...
I got kind of like on a sidetrack there and I got way too in-depth in the details. But like I said, basically 70 hours on duty time, that's time that you're working, and 11 hours per day driving time, and 14 hours per day on duty time. So from the time your shift starts to the time your shift ends is 14 hours. And if in American Trucking Simulator, it's like, oh, you're tired, you got to stop working. In real life, it doesn't matter whether you're tired or not. After 14 hours of on-duty time, so from the time you clock in to the time you clock out, has to be 14 hours. So you can be offloading after 14 hours, but you cannot drive again. You're done driving after 14 hours, no matter what. And that is electronically logged, and you will be cited for that and put out of service. They will not let you drive again if they catch you doing that. That is hugely important. Thanks, Bean. I appreciate that. It's a friendly NPC. Max, we need to team up.
Yeah, no, as I have told you, I'm on my way back to the port to pick you up. Are you at Nassau?
Let me see. I'm in Nassau.
Right, I am en route.
Okay, I'll hang out until you show up. Do you have guns yet?
Yeah, I'm actually just about to buy my next ship. I got 50,000 silver, and I'm ready to move up in the world.
What are you gonna get?
I don't know yet.
Enemy player. I'm not gonna. You can't attack an enemy player if you're in a basic ship.
Yeah.
I'm gonna annoy him. I'm gonna follow him around until he gets tired of it.
Well, and turns around, just absolutely blows you out the sky.
Yeah.
David with his no gun
Pirate
frigate.
ship near Nassau. Fuck you. Come here. Oh. Come here.
Ramming speed, he says, or Heisler says. You gotta ram. Got speed.
I'm just chasing him. If he turns around, I'm gonna laugh so hard and then die.
But nothing of value would be lost, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they don't let you attack ships when you have nothing. It's because you have nothing to lose. Dude, he's slowing down. No way he's gonna wait for me. Come here.
Am I about to watch,
No, he's running away. Come here! I have no guns, you pansy.
Yeah, I'm officially at
I wasn't at full sail. I was at battle sails. I'm chasing this dude around at half sail.
We're trying to figure out which one is you.
I'll head back to Nassau. I'll quit chasing this guy. I'm not going to accomplish anything doing that. I'm just...
Oh, there's a battle against the French outside of Nassau. I might go join that.
All right, yeah, do that. I'll try to get in there when I can.
Oh wait, I've got like 0. I think I've got 30 cannonballs or something. That's probably enough, right? It's only a
That's enough. Yeah, that's plenty. You got like 6 cannons anyway. That's like 5 volleys. You'll be fine.
The problem is, I actually do have stuff to lose. Never fear.
I have,
The British are here.
I have to tack upwind all the way to Nassau now. I'm completely upwind. Or downwind, I mean. It's going to take me like 10
this is
years
like
to get up there.
This is a ship of the line. It's much bigger than I am.
Board him. You're not going to beat him with your guns. Your guns can't penetrate his hull. Just board him.
I mean, how do you know my guns can't penetrate? I haven't even tried yet.
I can tell you right now your guns can't penetrate.
Well,
You're in the,
I'm about to penetrate him so hard that he goes back to the...
wait. Wait, sir. Wait.
I have... The maximum amount of crew that you can have on this ship is 34. I think he's probably got more crew in a single, like, bunk.
To be fair, it's exactly 11.3 bunks. They've got triple hammocks in ships of the line, as far as I recall.
Well, it's not actually a ship of the line. It's a single deck.
Oh, well, he ain't nothing then.
You ain't seen nothing yet. You can't get a ship of the line here because it's a shallow water port, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
I don't think
I'm
they're
almost there.
ironclads. I think we're a little bit too. It's not that period.
Okay, I'm about to join the fight. Oh no, the battle's closed! I can't join anymore.
How do I
No!
How do I tell which one is a player? Like, which one of these morons is an actual player and which one's the AI that presumably they're shooting?
Doesn't matter.
Well,
Doesn't
I mean,
matter.
it does kind of matter, because, like, if the Frenchie is the actual player, then I need to, like, duck and run, don't I?
Ooh, I'm going for this pickle.
David is gay, question mark? Confirmed, David.
Though no, Layer, there is not ironclads in this game. This is the Caribbean. This is the 1800s, the early 1800s.
Oh,
So you got up through like the ships of the line. You've got your HMS Victory. You got your USS Constitution. You got oh god, what was the Spanish one?
I don't
The really
know.
famous Spanish one.
We clapped the Spanish Armada, and then we never thought about them again.
That's honestly kind of true. Thank you, Lord Nelson.
Oh, yes. It's the British is the guy. Busser is the guy that I'm with. I will assist him to the death.
Okay, let's see if I can remember how to do this. If I do this, I should go reverse. And then I go like this. Full right rudder. Oh no, I did it wrong.
David,
I did it
how
wrong.
Far do you think is too far to shoot a cannon at somebody?
There is no such thing.
Okay, so like, do I just eyeball it? I'll probably just eyeball it. Give him a volley,
Yeah,
gunner!
you got it.
Fire! Okay, we were short. Everyone remember we were short.
I wish I had guns. This is ridiculous that you start without guns. I hate the changes they've made to this game.
Why are my guns not reloading? I have one volley. I have one volley. Per side. I missed my one volley. I'll have to switch to the... David, I don't have any ammo.
Board. Go for boarding.
What?
You don't run ammo. You don't run out of musket ammo. Go for boarding.
He's got 85 men and I've got 34. Hello, mother. Oh, apparently it's time for dinner, so I guess I'm gonna have to escape.
Oh, well, tell your mom I said hi.
David says hi, by the way,
Hi,
Mum.
David. Hope you're not too hot, you little tramp.
It's getting hot in here. Will we play in a bit, David? Will you be on, or will you be
Let's see. It's almost 1900. I should go to bed. Yeah, I guess I'll go to bed. And we'll shoot for tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
No pun intended.
I feel really bad now because this guy's like, aye, she doesn't. I'm about to just turn around and disappear.
This game is so pretty, though. Like, it's legitimately, like, objectively a bad game, but it's really pretty.
If I exit now, like, what will happen?
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know either. Well, I'm gonna have to. Alright, well, I'm gonna end the stream and, yeah, we'll play tomorrow then.
It's been a pleasure talking to you guys all again. It's been too long.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye!